What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we're about to get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I am kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. We're going up and I couldn't do it without you, man. And I'm very humbled for it. So thank you very much. So I was asked the other day on a live about an old story I told. Now, for those of you that have been rocking with me for almost going on 5 years now, you guys remember my first channel, Gunnerz Collective. I came on the scene. I was telling all these stories. Everybody was captivated. Everybody was like, oh, shit, there's a guy from up north on the scene, right? It was just a little bit different. But that channel got snatched, right? It got took down. Whoever took it down, it doesn't matter at this point, man. It is what it is. It's in the archives. I can't get that channel back, right? So all those good stories, all those good videos that I did, all that great content is gone. And there's a lot of people that have heard things about it, but don't exactly remember the stories, man. So I was asked to tell a story because I got into it a little bit on the live and the guy was like, no, serio? I was like, yeah, I had a story on it, but that story got snatched. So I thought I'd retell it in its entirety. For those of you that are like, Gun, just make some stories as he goes, right? I could tell you the story, and here we go. So I got left alone on the yard to be killed. And I'm absolutely convinced about it, right? I think it was a setup. I think it was a situation where my situational awareness had to be way up, and it was. And thank God for that. But it was pretty much put out there for me, right? Like, you're in trouble, homie. You're in trouble, homie. And that was that. So, okay, so I'm out of state, and I get convicted of a robbery. And I got sat down for 3 years. And there's no fighting the feeling. I know I'm going to prison, and I know the state I'm in. Norteños are short. I mean, it's just like California. Northerners are outnumbered 10-1, right? So I know, having been in prison in California, it's already going to be, the shit's going to be stacked against me. That's a fact, right? And I was active at the time. I was active, so I was really trying to establish a yard. I was really trying to be like, wherever I go, I'm going to put my flag down. And that's what it's going to be, right? I was all fucking gangster and thinking I'm cool, right? Not even really worried about myself, but more so worried about the cause and the imprint I was going to leave on the yard where I was at. Well, let's just say I left a little bit of an imprint, but it was on and cracking. And I knew this. So I get shipped to the prison and I go on transport and I leave from the county jail and they don't have reception, okay, at the time. Their reception is in the county jail, right? So I do my little reception. It was called stateside. I do my little stateside reception, go through the processing, and I get sent to a prison. And it's like an 8-hour to 9-hour bus ride. So I got the black box on. I'm shackled. Nope, not like the Delano escapee. I ain't going nowheres, right? And I'm looking on this bus, and there's a bunch of white dudes, a couple brothers, man, a couple Mexicans, paisas, really no Southsiders, no other Northerners, just me and a whole bunch of just people that I'm not really tripping off of, right? But I'm watching. I'm looking to see who's going where I'm going. So we stop at a couple other prisons, drop people off, and now we're on this long bus ride. I get my little peanut butter pack. I'm trying to eat my sandwich on the bus, whatever, right? That's part of fucking going on the Gray Goose. So as I pull up to this prison, it's evening time. Now, anyone who's ever went to like Pelican Bay, High Desert, Susanville, anywhere like way out of the normal, right? Or going from up north to down south, you're usually going to pull up in the evening time. It takes all day long. All day long, you're on the bus ride. So as we pull up, they immediately start processing us through R&R. R&R is receiving. Okay, there's an R&R in every prison you go to. There's usually big cages, guys that are like fucking SNY or they're PC'd or whatever. They'll put them in smaller cages to be kept separate. But for the most part, most guys just all go in a fucking cage. And then they'll start segregating and separating you by race or by gang or whatever. You talk to an institutional STG sergeant, right? And then you'll figure it out. So anyways, I go through the whole little processing. They don't have anyone talk to us about our gang affiliations. I would have told them anyways, man, I don't know. I don't know nut, right? I'm just doing my thing. And wherever you put me, because I was the tough guy, right? I was the tough guy. And so what happens is, in R&R, they have these showers, and we're all sweaty. It was summertime, I remember. And the cops were like, look, we're going to let you guys take a quick shower, 3 at a time. We're going to let you guys take a quick shower up here, dress you out, give you guys this fucking little fish kit, whatever, and send you to your compas, your buildings. So I was like, all right, cool. So as I peel my shirt off, to get in the shower, the cop sees my stomach. And at the time I had a big Huelga bird on my stomach, Merced on my stomach. And the cop sees it, and he's a big old white cop. I'll never forget. Straight fucking the hills have eyes. What's up, brother? Right? He's just a big old brother. And he sees me, and he's kind of looking, scratching his head like, gee, Willikers, what's that? And that's exactly what he asked me. He said, what's that on your stomach? And I said, what do you mean? I got a fucking brother or what? What I got? No, that's my dick. It just touches it. It's damn near by my chest. He was like, no, not that. That's crazy. But what's that? And he's pointing to the Huelga bird. I said, oh, it's a Huelga bird. He said, what does that mean? I said, and we all know the Huelga bird stands for the strike bird for the United Farm Workers, but it was adopted by the Norteños a long time ago, man, as symbolization for up north, right? So I said, it means Northern California. And he goes, we don't got a lot of you guys here. I said, you don't? How many? He said, none. Zip, zero. Boom. Homer Simpson donut, right? He's like, we ain't never had a northerner here. Wow. And he's telling his partner, hey, take a look at this. We got a northerner, right? And I'm like, oh, shit. And it was at that moment, man, when I knew my antennas went up and I knew like, oh, fuck, it's bad. It's all bad, right, for me. And not only was there not any Norteños there, but there had never been. So this is a yard I have to establish from the ground up, bolo, right? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, homie, but I'm going to try at least. So he's like, whoa. So anyways, they get us to the compa. And as soon as I'm making my bed, man, it's a dorm setting. There's four beds, like there's a top, bottom. They give me a top. And I remember my bunkie was some white guy, right? But he was like a white guy from a fucking, I don't know what kind of gang, right? This was out of state, like some made up shit that they made up. Like, brother, I'm fucking a half wood, half fucking crip. I don't know. He was a party crip. I don't know what he was, right? But anyways, so he's like, oh yeah, what's up, bro? Where you from? I said, Northern California. He was like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, all right. He didn't know what the fuck he was. There was a native dude and a black dude next door to us, right? Like we're on like 4-man cubicles. And the native dude sits up. I remember, and he opens his lockers right there, and he grabs a cup. And I hadn't seen one of these cups since the youth authority. It was a green cup, right? Like a Kool-Aid cup. He grabs a cup and he puts a bar of soap in it and a toothbrush and a toothpaste, and he hands it to me. And he's like, you're going to be needing that, bro. He knows what Norteños are, right? And he's like, you're going to be needing that because you're going to go to the hole. And I kind of look at him. I'm like, that's right. So when I got there, right, it's evening time. So it's probably about, I already showered. It's like about 6, 7 o'clock. They already went to chow, whatever, right? I got a sack lunch. I ate it up in R&R. And they're running showers again. So dudes are getting fucking busting down so they can go to the shower. And he was like, you're going to take a shower? And I was like, I already took one, but fuck it. I'll take another one, right? So as I go in the showers, now the dorm is split. There's a program, like an office in the middle, and there's a dorm that way and a dorm this way. And so far in the dorm this way, I haven't really noticed anyone. No one's really came to hit me up or nothing besides the people that I talked. No one's even tripping. It's not like that, right? And so I go to shower. And there's a paisa right there, and he's showering. He sees my stomach, and I see him look at my stomach, and he goes, right? He looks all scared, and he jams out of the shower real quick. And I'm like, fuck, he's gonna tell on me. It's a fact, right? So this whole other side of the dorm was all Southsiders, right? I didn't know this at this point. And then when I come out of the shower, I take a look, I see all Mexicanos, like, bam. It looks like LA. Like, and I hear over there, like, la, they're bumping oldies. It's so like a motherfucker, right? I'm like, oh shit. I better stay. This is my side, only over here, right? Luckily, they put me on the right side. They'd have put me on that side, I probably would have not been here today. But anyways, so trip out. So I'm fucking getting ready for bed, whatever. And 2 Southsiders come walking up, 2 youngsters, skinny, bald, straight Southern, right? And they walk up, they're like, hey, Ese, where you from, Ese? And I'm like, Norte, what's up? They're like, hey, Ese, go to the yard. I said, I am. They said, yeah, we'll see you on the yard. I said, okay, cool. I'll be there, right? So there's no yard. It's program shutdown time, right? So everyone jumps on their bunks. And I remember my bunkie had this little Walkman. He's like, hey, you want to listen to tunes? So I got one earphone in and one off because you got to stay aware. This is prison. Mind you, it's a different state. It's a little bit different according to what I'm used to in California, but it's still prison, right? And anyone could get you at any time, especially in a dorm setting. They could have booked the shit out of me. Look at they got money sign Suede in a dorm setting, right? And so I'm kicking back, boom, and I'm bumping, man. I remember one song, it always comes to mind. Every time I hear it, it reminds me, it takes me back to that moment. It's a song called Whip It. Let's whip it, baby. Child, let's whip it right. And I'm bumping that shit. He has that tape, and I'm bumping it over and over and over again. And anyways, I crash out. Morning time, it's time for chow movement. Now, you got to understand, I don't know where I'm going to sit. I have no gente, no people, no one to guide me. And I got a gang of Southsiders just in my building. Now, we're talking about there's other big old buildings filled with them, right? It's going to be all bad. I already know it. So as I'm walking to breakfast, I said, you know what? I'm going to sit with the brothers. I'm going to sit with the blacks because in California, we function, on the same side of the yard with the blacks. I'm cool with the blacks. So whatever. So as we're going into the chow hall, people are already whispering. They're looking at me. And I mean, it's people from a different culture, but they're letting them know, hey, that's a buster, is he? And they're letting them know. And I'm like, oh, shit. And so I'm mobbing, doing my thing, man. I see this brother, man. I said, hey, can I sit with you guys? He's like, yeah, go ahead. You can sit wherever. So I'm chopping it up with them, whatever. But I'm watching. And I can see all the Southerners sitting down. They're whispering and shit. And it's just our building and like another building at chow. And then, we leave and then other people come in. That's just how it goes. So as I'm walking back to my compa, I hear fools like, hey, go to the yard. Go to the yard. Well, motherfucker, show me where, right? So I get back to the building and it's yard time. And the native dude tells me, he's like, hey, bro, my people sit on these bleachers. Right when you go out into the big yard, there's bleachers on the left-hand side. That's where we sit. You'll be cool to go sit with us. You know what I mean? You'll be good. And I was like, should I just take flight on the yard, and get off? He was like, you should peep it out first and see what these dudes are up to. Because he's like, these dudes ain't like that, bro. Like, they've never had one of you, so I don't know what to tell you, right? So I'm like, all right. So we go in this mass movement to the yard. They're opening all the compas. All the buildings are going, right? And my building's like the second one. So there's already like yard people out in the yard. And they're just going in like cattle, just pushing through the gates. Remember the movie American Me when he says, Folsom belong to us. He said that the blacks and the whites, they walk the yard, but Folsom belong to us. Remember when he said that? That's how it looked, like hella people going to the yard, right? Big fucking yard, big yard. You couldn't even see to the other side. There was a weight pile, all kinds of shit. They still had free weights, all that. So as I get onto the yard, I see a whole bunch of natives sitting on these bleachers. So I'm like, fuck it, right? So I walk up, and I'm an asshole. I was on my Wes Watson shit, only not hooping stuff, right? Well, I was hooping knives, but none of the fucking shit that you could just carry around legally. Like he hoops lunch boxes. I wasn't doing that. So anyways, as I get out there, I see a gang of people looking at me. And that's just a feeling I was getting, that everybody was looking at me. You could feel it. Like, fuck, I fucked up. I'm alive, right? And so as I bust the left, right, there's a whole bunch of natives, and they kind of look at me. And one of them gets up and he shakes my hand. And the natives, they shake hands like that, right? And he shakes my hand, and he thinks I'm native, right? And I take my shirt off. And when I took my shirt off, the Huelga bird was big on my stomach, As soon as I took my shirt off, every Native American, there's about 20 of them on the bleachers, they all got up, turned their backs, and walked off on me and left me alone to get killed on the yard by myself, right? And I was like, oh, hell no. But I didn't expect them to back me up. I wasn't expecting, I was just going to sit in a common area where I felt like these guys weren't against me, right? But this was probably the closest I ever been to like, oh, it's over for me. This is it. This is how it ended up. The cops set me up. They sent me here knowing what time it is to get whacked, right? And so whatever. So I'm sitting on the bleachers. All the natives walked off. More natives are coming. The natives are like, don't go over there. That fool's fucking, that's dead deer meat. Oh, that's dead deer meat. How? Like, oh, fuck that. So I'm sitting there, and 4 Southsiders are walking the yard, right? I mean, there's a gang of them, but these 4, and you could tell they're like with the business. You could tell they've been around. You could tell they're probably llaveros, like they're shot callers for their compas. They're having a little meeting. And I can see all the Southerners are way on the other side of the yard as far as the eye can see, but there's a lot of them. They keep going. I'm watching everything. I'm probably on the yard for like 10, 20 minutes, right? Watching. And I'm like, damn, I'm glued to the bleachers. And I'm thinking, man, if someone comes up close to me, I might as well just take flight because these fuckers are going to get me. They're digging up weapons and all that. I already know. I know what time it is. And these 4 guys are walking, and they go, hey, esse. And like Dub said the other day, man, the word esse is usually used in an aggressive manner, right? And it was pretty aggressive. They were like, hey, yes, I was like, oh shit, they hit me with the East LA whistle, right? The Boyle Heights whistle. So fuck it. Hey, I'm in no man's land, Holmes, right? I just mobbed down the stairs like, tas, 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 tas. And as I walk down these bleachers, I'm in the middle of them, right? And one of them has a big old 18 on his neck. And I could tell, like, damn, these guys ain't fucking around. They're going to hit me, right? And so I'm looking at their hands. Immediately, I don't see no weaponry in their hands. Because if I'd have seen something in their hands, I'd have just flighted right there. Immediately, because I'm going to get stabbed, but fuck it, at least I'm going to live, Craig, to fight another day, right? So the main shot caller, I guess, or the spokesman at that point, he was like, hey, where you from? I said, I'm a norteño. He's like, yeah, we don't got Uvaltos on our yard. You know what I mean? Uvaltos, they've never sent you. He's like, we're in a conundrum. I was like, that's a big word, right? He's like, we're in a conundrum because, like, we don't know what we're going to do, bro. You know, I know in Califas, he's like, I'm from Califas. I know Uvaltos function on the yards with the homies, man. It's all respect, right? Now, this is back then when it was very respectful. North and South kept it respectful. The funk was on, but it wasn't like on side. It wasn't none of that. Anyone that's done time, they knows. Even before the end of hostilities, it was like, hey, buenos dias, buenos dias. It was respectful. And this Vault had come from California, like he did time. So he knows what time it was. He was like, hey, I said, but I'm going to keep it real, though, homie. We come my brother. Make sure it's cool. He's like, yeah, he said, you know what I mean? You're going to have to take your tactas off and you're going to have to pay renta. Tas! I hit him, right? I hit him for one or two reasons. First and foremost, he disrespected me. And they were trying to lure me to the other side of the yard so they could stab me to death. You know, I understood that. I seen where it was going. Walk the yarda with us. Let's go over there where all the homies are at, though. I was like, no, fuck that, right? On flight, they're on me. I'm going to keep it real. They kicked my ass from here to there. They're stomping on me, but I got that one, right? Pow, pow, I'm getting mine. One thing about being jumped, and it's not that bad. You know, maybe 2-on-1 or 1-on-1 is way worse, especially in prison if they have pieces, because they can get you, right? But when you're getting jumped, you got a whole bunch of dudes just trying to get kicks in, and they're hitting each other. So as long as you got one under you, you're good, right? Just smack them. Bah, bah, bah. The other one's on me. Cops, get down, get down, get down, right? So they let it go on longer than California would, right? Get the fuck down, right? I'm down. They're kicking me. I'm down. I'll help. I'm down, right? I've fallen, and the Southsiders won't let me get up, right? So anyways, cops come snatch me up. They take me straight to the hole, right? I get the 128. I mean, like the 128G. I'm thinking about Wes Watson's asshole, right? You get the fucking the 115, right? The write-up, or I do, and it's saying that I'm the aggressor, that I attacked, for which I did. I mean, I did hit first, but fuck, how many times does an aggressor get fucking Nike prints on his face, right? Whatever, right? I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna deny it. I go to they have the hearing, right? They give me 30 days in the oil. And so they put me in the hole with a native dude. And this native dude, man, his name was Red. He was cool as fuck, little short native, used to box and shit, right? And he's giving me the whole rundown. Now I'm getting the whole rundown of the prison because I haven't really got a chance to see the prison, like, other than the chow hall and the yard. I mean, I guess that's pretty much it, but you know, he's giving me the rundown of how the history of it. And he's like, look, bro, this is my advice. And he's a cool native guy. He's like, if you go out there, just keep taking flight. Eventually, they'll ship you with your people. Just keep taking flight, because they're going to keep putting you out there. So I'm starting to get comfortable. Man, they fed you good in that oil, too. I'm in the hole. We're working out, me and this dude. He ends up getting out. They put a vice on myself. And this Walter didn't know a lick of English nor a lick of Spanish. He was like speaking like Norwegian death metal, right? Right? So we're in there chilling, but he's cool. And I used to tell him, watch out. I'm going to be right back. You know, be right back. And be right back. Because my whole thing was, as soon as I fucking got, if they were releasing me, so this is how they used to do it, right? So they'd come to your door the day that you were to get out, first thing in the morning, when they're serving breakfast, they tell you, hey, roll it up. You're about to, you know, we got your bed assignment. You're going to go back to the dorm. So what I would do is I'm going to get the adversary. I ain't no fucking PC case or no punk. I'm not going to just fucking run up on some fucking mentally challenged dude like Wes Watson, right? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fucking get someone that counts. So usually when they release you, they just put you down in the fucking like a little day room area, and they dress you out because you're wearing these fucking jumpsuits. They dress you out back in your state clothing, give you your little bag of property, and they give you your bed assignment. They release you, open the door, and you walk, right? So the first time they released me with 2 Southsiders, and I got off right there. As soon as they released me, I was surprised they didn't get off on me, but they were a little hesitant. So I was like, fuck that. We're going back to the oil, homes. You better bring your knife to the yard because you mean right? So I took flight, boom. They put me right back in the same cell. Cops like, I go to the thing. This time they give me like 45 days in the hole. Cool, right? I do the whole little 45, same paisa. Cool, I'll be right back, right? I go out again. This time I make it all the way out of the building. I'm walking to my building thinking I'm going to take flight. And there's a Southerner, right? And a black dude, and they're walking from medical or somewhere. And I rushed, man. I ain't gonna lie, this Southerner knocked me on my motherfucking ass cheeks. He hit me hard, right? And then the black guy started kicking me too, because that was his friend. I was like, if this ain't unpolitical, what the fuck is going on here, right? You're supposed to be on my side, brother. On power, blood, right? What happened? So, anyways, they eventually, what happens is they release me a couple more times. And now it's going on like 6-7 months, man, of just, I keep getting out, I keep getting off, I keep getting out, I keep getting off. Cops are a little bit tired of it, right? So here I am now. Now I'm doing like 2 months, right? 60 days. And they usually give you a lot more time. I was tripping because later on, the institution I went to, the prison I went to, they would just give you like 180 days for a mutual combat, or, straight up. They wouldn't even play. This place was different. They were like throwing me out there to get beat up, but I was handling my business, man. And but I ain't gonna lie, sometimes they got me. Sometimes I got them. You take L's, take W's, whatever. And no one's seen it, so it didn't fucking matter, right? I was just trying to live, Craig. And so, anyways, I get to one day I'm in the cell, man, different cell, another paisa. Thank God they kept putting like good people in my cell. And it's whatever, man. I'm already used to it. Once you become accustomed to the violence and adjusted to the bullshit, it's just like, hey, it's just what I gotta do. It's just what I gotta do. That's how I could understand the guys that were in the Corcoran Gladiator Wars. It's just part of the game, man. When you're gang banging, that's what you signed up for, right? The assaultive behavior, and then after that, it is what it is. So as I'm right there, I'm waiting. I know I'm going to be released. I know they're going to give me my bed assignment. I know it's going to be same old routine. They're going to take flight on me, or I'm going to take flight on them, because there was a couple times they flighted on me. They knew, right? And I made it all the way up into a building one time, and man, have you ever been ganged on by a whole bunch of Southsiders? It's called mollywopped. As soon as I walked through the door, they mollywopped me. So I'm waiting. They throw me a fucking paper jumpsuit. Put that on. Right now after breakfast, you're fucking transporting. What? So they put me in a van, man, with a couple black dudes, and they transport me to another prison, right, which is probably like a couple hours away. And I get there, and these captains take me in the office. They're yelling at me, screaming at me. "No, you're not going to come over here and fuck shit up. We know about all your bullshit you were in the other place. Whoop-de-whoop, you're lucky they sent you here. You got homeboys here, but what if you fuck it up their program?" And just, homie, give me my fucking bed assignment, puto, straight up, right? And so they do. I get my bed assignment, man. I remember coming down the stairs out of my cell after I made my little bed, I don't have no property at this time. There was no canteen in the oil. There was none of that. I remember you couldn't even get canteen. You just they gave you state soap to shower with. It's crazy. Wow. Now that I think about it, it brings back memories, right? So anyways, I come walking down these stairs, man, and there's like a glass thing, and I can see the reflection in it. And I see these big ass Mexican dudes sitting, right? There was like 4 or 5 of them, and like a big old white dude too. And I'm like, fuck, this shit don't stop, man. Can I ever get a break? Can a brother get a break? Right? You ain't no brother. I can, blood. I can be, right? So I'm kicking it. And they come walking. I can see through the reflection. I'm looking at like these papers that they have like in this glass case, and I can see. And I'm on point already, right? I haven't made a piece yet. I haven't really had a chance to make a piece. But I got these, right? And that's all that I need at this point. So I turn around real quick, and there's like a white dude and a Mexican dude, and they're like, "What's up, homie? Where you from?" And the Mexican dude has 3 dots on his eyes. So I'm thinking he's Southsider for sure. So I'm like, "Norte, what's up?" He's like, "Oh, you're a homie. You're a homie." What the fuck, right? And that was it. That's how that started. And so they ended up sending me to a place with homeboys, and I lived, Craig, to fight another day. But yes, I truly believe, man, that that the administration, and I almost got killed on that yard, man. There was plenty of times. I was surprised that they didn't just make a piece and blast me. But I got lucky. I was, like I said, I took flight, or they probably would have. Anyways, that's that story, man. With that being said, if you guys wanted me to tell some of my older stories, man, remember the Wise story? Hey, how did I do it? The Return of the Jedi? Norte I am. If you want me to tell those old school stories, let me know. I got you. For those that ain't seen them, man, or for those that remember them and want me to tell them again. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Tap in, man. The gun.